I'm Callie Lewis. You're watching Geek Brief TV. This is Brief 252 live from Abilene Christian University. Neil and I were invited to be two of the judges at the ACU Student Film Festival, and now we're here at the Learning Commons showing some students how to shoot a brief. And even though I'm not a sports fan, I kind of feel the need to say, go Wildcats! Finally, Neil's obsession with celebrity gossip blogs has paid off for the brief. Joss Whedon, the creative genius behind Geek TV favorites like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Firefly, has a new show launching on Fox. It's called Dollhouse, and the star is Eliza Dushku. It's a sci-fi premise in which Eliza's character, called Echo, shiny, huh? is one of a group of men and women who can be imprinted with personality packages including memories, skills, and language for different assignments. Echo begins to struggle with her role in this group. I have to be honest, I don't fully get the premise based on the Fox description, but as a Joss fan, I'm expecting greatness. The icing on the cake is that Tim Miner, a writer and producer of Firefly, will be working on the project. We've covered wearable displays since day one of Geek Brief. They haven't caught on because no one really wants to look like Geordi from Star Trek. The Teleglass T4-N wearable monitor is taking private viewing to a stylishly acceptable new level. They look like a good pair of Oakley sunglasses and give you what looks like a 45-inch screen viewed from 2 meters away. The problem with wearable displays in general, though, is the cost and the ability to try them out. I've been in stores that sell different models, I've asked to try them, and they tell me I can't. This particular model sells for a whopping $1,174. Maybe it's entirely worth that much, but these wearable displays will never really take off until there's a way for people to try them out in a brick-and-mortar store. A Geek Brief viewer called me out in the comments on geekbrief.tv for being too biased with regard to Apple. He thought I had promised to restrict my Apple bias to iCali.tv. I'm pretty okay with my Apple bias, but the commenter pointed out something I failed to cover that does disappoint me about Apple. They're restricting sales of the iPhone to 2 per customer and refusing to accept cash. Yes, I'm an Apple fanatic, but I'm also a Dave Ramsey disciple. Dave says cash is king and the paid-off mortgage has replaced the BMW as the status symbol of choice. As much as I love Apple, I don't think their no-cash policy for iPhones is the right thing to do. There just happen to be 2 Apple employees standing right over there watching me shoot this. Thanks. Speaking of the comments on geekbrief.tv, we're experimenting with a plugin called Intense Debate. It makes the discussion that takes place after each brief a much richer experience. If you had a blog or podcast, check out how it works at www.geekbrief.tv. There's some issues with different browsers, but the guys at Intense Debate are working to kill all the bugs. The battle for a high-definition disc that will rule the next decade is being fought in 2 dramatically different ways. The Blu-ray guys are incorporating players into desirable devices like the PS3. The HD DVD guys are cutting prices. Walmart and Best Buy seem to be on the side of HD DVD because they're both offering a Toshiba HD DVD player for under $100 starting today. I stopped by the Abilene Walmart earlier to try and get one, but the guy in the blue smock didn't have a clue what I was talking about. Shouldn't people who work in consumer electronics be required to pay attention to shiny, happy tech news? One more, just for fun. The latest hijinks from those crazy kids at Sony is a ramen noodle radar. Ramen noodles have a place in my heart because they have a prominent place in the history of the show. How freaking ever! I'm not sure I understand the level of devotion to ramen that would result in a radar system that enables users to home in on the closest ramen shop in Japan. Wacky! Wacky, wacky. I'm Callie Lewis. Thanks to ACU for letting me shoot a brief in their Learning Commons. It's been a blast. Hi, Jack Niken. That's the Apple guy's brother. He made me say it because I criticized them. Both are offering to Toshiba. Bah! Hold on, stop. It's just funny that it's always there. Okay.